YouTube, Electric Adventures here with my channel update for April 2015. Boy, time flies when you're having fun. Very busy month for me work-wise. Delivered a major project that I've been working on for the last 3 years. Finally went into production and is now processing lots of files, and everybody seems happy. So, good bit of stress out of the way for myself. So I'll be moving on to other but related projects with my work. So it's a good closing. Finally delivering something like that takes a lot of stress and weight off the mind, and you look forward to what you're going to be working on next. And also, the month of April was my birthday, so late in the month, and had good lunch out with my wife and my 2 older girls, and my mother and my mother-in-law. On the actual day, my girls danced, so we didn't do anything at night. And then on the following Saturday, we went out and had another nice meal. So I got 2. I was quite pleased. I was very indecisive about what I wanted for my birthday. So at one stage, I picked up these couple of second-hand Mega Drive titles, and my wife bought me some clothes. I'll show you clothes. I'll show you the Mega Drive titles in a minute. And then at the end of the day, I went and got something else as well. So, but these Mega Drive titles, there's a second-hand store down here. It's shut for a while, and it's opened up again. I'm not 100% sure whether it will be able to stay open for very long, because there's been a problem with the building apparently. But anyway, he seems to have gotten a whole lot of video games back in again, and they're only sitting I've been in a couple of times, and the prices are a little high, but they're actually better than they used to be. And I sort of asked, how much was a particular title, and he pretty much like half the price, and I said, oh, okay. And so I came back and another day, and I got another 2, and I got them for half price as well. So pretty much all of these games I got for $15 each, which for being able to get games locally, and they're not in too bad condition. I will say I have cleaned them up a lot. So they're Mega Drive games, and this game replaces a game that I used to have back in the day for my Mega Drive that I unfortunately sold. So Earthworm Jim. I actually really loved this game back in the day, played it a lot, although I don't believe I ever quite got to the end. I have started playing again. Now there's a little chip on the corner, and it's in the Mega Drive. There's nothing wrong with the cartridge. The cartridges, actually, all of these 3 cartridges were rental ones. This one didn't have stickers all over it, but the other 2 did, and it took me ages to get off. And when you pull off the top sticker, it leaves behind this mark saying not for resale. But I managed to get that off with the cleaning alcohol, and it came off easily. So the next one is a shoot 'em up, and it's Forgotten Worlds. I've only really played the Master System version. And what I'll do, I'm not going to include footage in here. I'll do a separate mini pickup and more play of these 3 games in a separate video. Just makes it easy to put this video out. I have had a quick go at that, and that one's, it seems okay. I'm not very good at it yet. I'll just show you the insides. So they're ex-rental, so none of the manuals are in particularly flash condition, but they are all there. And the cartridge, I think I actually did a pretty good job of cleaning it up. It had stickers there, and there's nothing really wrong with the case of this one. It's not like it's walked out of the factory, but it's not badly beaten up. And the third one, and this is actually the first one I grabbed, is a sort of a beat 'em, shoot 'em up, maybe. I'm sure I've seen a video of this sometime, which is why I was drawn towards it. And it's Alien Storm. So this one I've probably played more than the other 2, besides the fact of playing Earthworm Jim a lot back in the day, since I've got it. And I'm quite enjoying it. So it's a lot more like a beat 'em up, but there is a bit more shooting in it, because you have weapons and things like that. Once again, the manual's a little ratty, and I cleaned the cartridge up. That was absolutely smothered in these silver stickers, but they've come off and it's come up really nice. So it's just nice being able to pick up titles locally, and it's got me, back into playing the Mega Drive again. I haven't been playing the Mega Drive much, been concentrating on other systems. So yeah, good 3 titles. Now the other main part of my birthday present was that I have finally joined the modern generation, and I got a PS4. So no special game bundle or anything like that. It actually only came with one game, but this particular bundle where you got the PS4 and a PlayStation TV was actually $50 cheaper than any of the other bundles, and you do get one game with it, and that game is Grand Theft Auto 5, which is a big world game and should last me a while. Other than putting it in the machine and loading it up, I haven't actually played it yet though. I've been playing, because I've been a PSN member for quite a long time, and I've been downloading the odd free Vita game and the odd free PS3 game, but anytime I've seen a PS4 game that I thought I might like to play when I got a console, I've been selecting download. So it goes all the way back to release. I've got RetroUnlim, I have Strider, and in a recent month one there was Fez, which was multi-platform anyway. You can play it on all of the platforms, and I've been playing that one. I got a game called Pixel Junk Shooter at one stage for the Vita, and that's also got a PS4 version. So I've actually been playing all of that downloaded content rather than the physical games yet. So that's my only physical games, and I really like the quality of the output on the screen, and I've been enjoying that. Although saying that, I haven't actually played it since. This is Friday night. I haven't played it since I think it was either Tuesday or Monday night. So I still don't necessarily get access to it. I've set the PlayStation TV up on another screen, but I've been having trouble syncing my controllers. The controllers work when I plug them physically into the unit, but not via Bluetooth connection, which is a bit disappointing. But I've only tried some knockoff PS3 controllers rather than a real one. I just haven't had a chance to have another go and play it. But I've been playing mainly on the actual PS4 and haven't really had a chance to muck around with the Vita. But in the PlayStation TV, I grabbed the old 8 gigabyte card from my Vita, because I've currently got a 64, I think, that I bought as a replacement because I was using my Vita more. I just plugged that into my Vita TV and it worked, and I could play what did I play? TXK, and played it on the big screen. That was actually the first thing I played on, just to test to make sure it's okay. But other than that, I haven't actually used the the PlayStation TV, and I'm hoping that it'll allow me to use the other lounge room when the other ones, when somebody else is in the other lounge room, to actually still be able to play a PS4 game or something like that on a different screen. But I haven't tried that remote play yet. And we're talking about a wired network, not a wireless one, so it should work. Now my oldest daughter bought me clothes, so I'm not going to show you those, although that one was a very comfortable pair of pyjamas. My second eldest daughter bought me the first Game of Thrones graphic novel. It's actually really, really good. I quite like graphic novels, and the art quality in it is very good. And it's not made from the TV series. It itself is also made directly from the books. So it's a different angle, and it's very well drawn. I've already read it, and I've actually found a shop locally that sells the other 2 that are out. Apparently number 4, volume 4, is coming out. Should actually be out this week. Probably by the next time I go back, it'll be there. So just another nice little thing, and I do actually quite like getting the odd graphic novel. I get the Walking Dead ones when I find them for the right price, and I'll be collecting the rest of those as well. From my sisters, my elder sister bought me because basically I listed DVDs that I wouldn't mind being replaced on Blu-ray. So she got me The Terminator on Blu-ray. We've got a holiday home and I've been taking our duplicate DVDs down there, so Terminator will be a movie we'll be able to watch on that, and I actually watched that last night with one of the girls who hadn't seen it, and it still holds up quite well. She also got me Ed Sheeran's album, I think it's X. I didn't actually bring that out to show. And my little sister got me Captain America the First Avenger, which was the only one of the Marvel superhero arc, the new arc, that I didn't have. Nobody has had this in stock around for it. As you can see, it's still in the shrink wrap because I haven't had a chance to watch it. I will say I probably watched it probably about 5 months ago when I watched, just before I watched Winter Soldier, and that was a download copy, which isn't the best conditions. It'll be nice watching a proper Blu-ray of that one. And that was all my pickups, but that's a fair bit, you know. I'm not going to begrudge getting a new system. And I will say, how did I get the PS4? Because we couldn't really afford it, so I did something that well, for a start, I went for the cheapest bundle, and the next thing I did was I gathered up. I had a garage sale recently, and there were a whole lot of video games that I decided weren't my cup of tea, or the girls had, you know, they were like girl games that the girls were never going to play again. So there was a whole stack of DS games, and I added to those. I pretty much went through my Xbox 360 games and picked all the games that I either had on the PS3 or I was never going to play and just wasn't interested in. So I took a great big giant bag, took that in, and I did a trade-in. And I do not normally trade in games at all, so but I thought it's the only way I'm going to be able to get one of these, because I just can't afford it. Just a large lump of money to drop down on something. I could buy a tremendous amount of retro video games to get one of those. But I just, I really wanted one. One little disappointment is that it doesn't have a DLNA media server in it yet, so I haven't figured out how to play our stored TV shows and videos yet. You can do it, you just got to do it mucking around with Plex and things like that, so just a little bit of an annoyance. I'll work that out. You can watch Netflix on it, which that's another thing we got this month. We got Netflix finally here, and I've already done the trial month, and I'm on to my first paid month, and I'm happy to pay for it. It's well worth it. I've got 2 screens, the kids are using it all the time, and myself and my wife are using it to watch shows. There's quite a wide variety of stuff there that's quite interesting. We've watched a couple of movies, we've been watching some old TV shows like Fawlty Towers and things like that. As you want to watch something, you can select it and watch it. And I just love how you watch it on one screen and you go to your iPad or another screen and it starts exactly where you left off. That's why Netflix is so popular. I now understand. Netflix was just the name of something that was available in the US that we didn't have over here in Australia, so I didn't really understand it at that time. Alright, well that's enough waffling on the pickups section. So I don't think I got anything else pickup wise during that month. I was too busy working and obviously getting ready for my birthday. So next I'd like to do a response to a tag. The original tag was done by Sprites'N Bytes, and he was asking basically show and tell, show us your rare games. And so I'm going to go to this true thing of rare, which is rarity, so nothing to do with cost, although technically some of these probably would be worth a fair bit of money now, but you actually don't see them. So, rarity, as an example, I'm not going to hold up my copy of Radiant Silvergun as an example, because they produced quite a lot of those, and although it might command a fair price because it's in demand, it's not actually that rare. So we're going to switch over to one of my favourite systems, which is the MSX. Now, most of these games, they did produce them in some quantities in Japan, but it was quite a long time ago, and most of them never made it out of Japan, so they actually are quite hard to get hold of. So I'm going to take you through this in sort of in order and rarity. Oops, as long as I don't drop something there. So the first few here are all, I'll try and put them in some sort of an order of rarity, are all shoot 'em ups for the MSX. I have them all complete. They're all in pretty good condition. These are rare because they're hard to buy. Now, this is probably the least rare out of anything that I hold up, and it's Spaceman Bow. It does command quite a big price because it is an MSX 2 and 2 Plus game, so it wasn't produced in tremendous quantities. But you can still, if you search, you can find a copy of this to buy. It's an excellent shoot 'em up for the MSX. I have a complete copy of it, just to show you. It has all of the little bits and pieces inside it, and the cartridge, and thanks to the generosity of Soft Otaku recently, pardon me, I now have the soundtrack for Spaceman Bow that goes along with that as well. Then next I would put these two games, and I don't know their rarity in respect of each other, but you do not see copies of these around, and they go for quite a lot of money. So we have a Lest and we have a Lest 2. Gorgeous box art and fantastic games. I like a Lest 2 the most, but it is disc based, but it's definitely the better of the two games, but they're both quite good. Flip them over there so you can see the backs. But wonderful, wonderful shoot 'em ups, and show, you know, the powerful, well, you know, how good our platform MSX was. And this is all three of those are all MSX2 games. So, and MSX2 Plus in one case. So they really push the machine. And this next one is MSX2 Plus. So this is probably one of my rarest MSX games, although there's another lot I'm going to show you in a second. And it's the one I believe is worth the most money of the ones that I have. And it's another compile shooter, and it is Zanuck. And this is specifically Zanuck EX. There is an earlier version of Zanuck just called Zanuck, and that's for the MSX1, but this is the Zanuck EX for MSX2. And I believe there's a third Zanuck game, and it's a little confusing because there's not a lot of information. You do not see these for sale very often, and any time one of these type of games come up, there is a massive fight. This one is in really, really good condition. The manual does have a slight fold crease in it, and there's just the cartridge. So, with those are less. I don't have. There's a paper plane that actually comes with one of those that I don't have. So there's some shoot 'em up Nirvana there, and you know, the MSX is a wonderful system for that sort of thing. But possibly for games that were produced in less quantities that are also on the MSX, and they revolve around this little thing here, which is a B card reader. So that goes in an MSX cartridge slot. And then card games, which are the first card games, Hue card type games, would plug in there. You have, and I have a complete set of the games from Hudson Soft. I'm missing, there was one, like a Financial Wizard one, never seen a copy of that one. So we have Star Soldier, which once again Soft Otaku sent me recently. Really, really excellent game. We have Wonder Boy, Bomberman Special. There's a normal Bomberman as well. Bomberman Special and Star Soldier are actually later releases too. We have Pooyan, which is a really good version of Pooyan. Star Force, which is complete. Yes, this is what the packaging used to be like. And there's two. I'm not sure whether all of them came in large format and small format. That's a small format one. Then we have the first title, which is a baseball title, and that's the small version of it. Then I have the large version of Jet Set Willy, which The large versions come with a B card reader. It's in pretty good nick. And I've got the large version of the baseball game. And it's only because these games are so hard to come by that I've kept that in both formats. Now, saying that, this baseball game is probably the most common of these B cards. And these B cards aren't that expensive. They you can see them go you know, semi-complete, in other words, like in a case like this, for around $80 for those ones, and that baseball game, I've seen that around for loose for like $20 and maybe $40, so they're not particularly expensive. So the first lot of games are, you know, rare. You do not see them for sale, and they are very expensive. The B cards are definitely rare, because there were less of them produced, but they don't go for as much money. So there's that thing of the distinction between rare and expensive. Now I'm going to switch over to the titles based purely on numbers that are the rarest and smallest produced items in my collection, and very self-serving. They're actually my own games. So back in the 80s, I self-published titles on cassette and on disc. So the first two machine code ones that I did were Meteor Swarm, with a game on the B-side called Birds of Orion, and Munch Mania. And then my biggest selling game, so technically the less rare of the three, is Pixidis, which is a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up. So all self-published. These are original copies from back in the day. You can even see this is the master that I used to produce the other tapes from. And some of these I just didn't necessarily see. They got handwritten rather than printed labels. Once again, the master, always used to put the orange stripe on the master. So they're the master original tapes that I used to make all the copies from. And then I suppose rarer still, but produced in modern times, is for my very first conversion across to the ColecoVision of my the first two tapes, which is 3 games. I wrote enhanced versions of them, and the ColecoVision is virtually the same chipset and things like that. Put them all on one cartridge, and I handmade 4 copies of my cartridge, and I kept one myself. So this is my handmade version of my EA Classics. There the game screens back there. And all of them are like this, and inside it we have a certificate of authenticity, and this is, of course, I kept number 1 for myself, and the manual, and there's the cartridge. So that works in a ColecoVision. So that was all handmade, and there are only 4 of them in existence. So you can't get any rarer than that. So by true definition, that is actually the rarest game in my collection. Is it worth the same amount of money as those other ones? Most certainly not. The price of games is based purely on how much people are wanting to pay, and thus demand. So yeah, interesting topic, and interesting, and you know, some of these things have been sitting on my shelves in the background there, and unless you're a really long time viewer, a lot of people mightn't have seen those as well. So it's always good doing these tags and, you know, showing things that you haven't had a chance to show for a while. Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call. Where was I? I was just about to talk about next section. Right, so next, homebrew. I haven't made any progress on my Coleco versions because I've been working on something else. All I can say at the moment, it's a project for somebody else, and it's for a new platform, another 8-bit platform, a very popular 8-bit platform, and I'm very excited and interested and loving working on the platform so far. So we'll have some more news next month, definitely. So I'll be able to reveal some of them. Just need to, you know, get a few details shored away and everything like that, and I'll be able to give you a sneak peek, I reckon, by next month's video. Right, so coming up, sorry, just looking at my little list here. Well, I'm going to do a play of those 3 Mega Drive titles. I have another package from Japan, which will probably go up before I do the play of those ones. It arrived today, so I prefer. So I've already actually recorded the pickup and the play, but I've got to do all the editing and everything like that. Let's make a retro game. Finally got another episode out last month. Sorry about the delay between episodes, but they do have a bit of production costs. Getting them, time-wise, putting them together, and I had a busy month. Next episode right into Z80 coding, so everybody who follows that, make sure you bring a cup of coffee. Yeah, there'll be more pickups and plays and more of the same. So hope everybody out there had a great April and has a wonderful May, and I'll catch you all next time.